Наше следующее выступление господина Роберта Рока, статус National Science Specialist.
Dear Mr. Chairman of Government, dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to share Procter & Gamble's views on certain matters directly influencing the investment climate in the Russian Federation. We at Procter & Gamble are also pleased with the progress that's been made over the past year. Procter & Gamble's purpose is to touch and improve the lives of the world's consumers now and for generations to come. This purpose is pervasive in everything we do. It's been handed down from generation to generation since our founding 173 years ago. And it's been pervasive throughout the 20 years that Procter & Gamble has served the citizens of Russia. We'll grow our company by touching and improving more Russian lives in more parts of Russia more completely. Our vision for long-term sustained growth in Russia depends upon a number of items, two of which I'd like to address here. First is Russia's ascension to the World Trade Organization. This is important to future investment in Russia as well as to Procter & Gamble's future success. WTO membership will improve the consumer value of our brands through lower tariffs, improve the commercial environment through the adoption of internationally agreed standards, and accelerate Russia's economic growth, thereby raising living standards for Russian consumers. Procter & Gamble will continue to be a leader in the business coalition effort to secure permanent normal trade regime status in Washington and Moscow. Second, to repeal the Jackson-Vanik provision, which is widely seen as a vestige of the Cold War and no longer relevant. And three, support Russia's accession to the WTO. The second item I'd like to address is the importation and exportation of our products and raw materials. Stable and predictable logistics is key to drive investments that lead to growth. The creation of the customs union of Russia, Kazakhstan, and Belarus has had a major effect on logistics. We clearly see the positive prospects of this project. It has the potential to reduce our costs related to access to the market. It has the potential to expand our consumer base, and it has the potential to increase the investment attractiveness of the entire region, in particular that of Russia as the leading economy. However, the customs union's regulatory base was developed quickly. Many documents were prepared without the involvement of business experts. They were adopted and published just before operations began in the new environment. This has led to a number of difficulties during the initial period of work under the customs union that could have impacted business results. We believe that we've managed to avoid any losses thanks to the emerging, albeit belated, collaboration between federal, state authorities and business. The willingness to look for constructive solutions and active engagement of experts in the analysis of law application practices resulted in amendments to the regulatory base. The joint efforts of state authorities and business representatives resulted in further collaboration on proposals for changes to be made to the regulatory base. Some of these have already been reflected in the resolutions of the Customs Union Commission and draft law on customs regulation, and some have been formalized during the recent meeting chaired by Mr. Igor Shuvalov, the first Vice Premier of the Russian Federation government. We hope the respective laws and regulations will be amended, removing duplicate control procedures such as the simultaneous requirement of the state product registration and certificate or declaration of compliance, allowing the customs union to operate at its full potential. Based on this experience, we'd also like to propose that the business community be actively involved in the development of the regulatory base in the future. We would stress the importance of early collaboration at the development stage of legislation rather than later collaboration that results in making corrections to already passed legislation and leads to firefighting emerging issues. We believe that the next priority project in the area of customs administration is in enabling electronic customs declaration. In particular, we see the following issues: the absence of alignment on the use of electronic documents with other authorities, Ministry of Transport, Federal Tax Service, etc., leads to the need of paper documents in the process. The absence of software support for a number of customs procedures and related documents also brings about the need for paper copies. And the current instability in the operation of the computer system. We're concerned that a forced transition to the new electronic customs system without fixing all the gaps may lead to very serious consequences up to and including a halt in production. We propose the following recommendations. First, plan an adequate transition period that allows business to move to the new system without losses. Second, align the Ministry of Transport, the Federal Taxation Service, and other involved authorities to transition to the electronic documents format in the area of customs procedures. This includes canceling the requirement of customs stamps and perhaps introducing an electronic approval process instead. Third, implement software support for all major documents required for the customs clearance and all major customs procedures. And finally, create an electronic data warehouse of documents that are issued by authorized bodies and organizations and formats required for electronic customs declaration. For our part, we're prepared to contribute with resources and with expertise for the execution of this project. We believe this was an important project both for the economy of the Russian Federation and for the success of our business. By working together, we believe we can make a meaningful impact in the lives of the people of the Russian Federation. Together, we can touch and improve their lives now and for generations to come. Thank you for your attention.
Большое спасибо, уважаемый Сэм. Мы, безусловно, прислушаемся к вашим рекомендациям. Хотя мы и сами видим здесь проблемы, связанные с недостаточным объемом электронного декларирования на таможне, но это только одна из проблем. Другая проблема, и вы тоже обратили на это внимание, развивать это электронный способ документооборота в других важных ведомствах. Это и налоговой службе, это на границе, в других службах. И нужно добиться того, чтобы они между собой еще взаимодействовали должным образом, чтобы была единая база, единые продукты были использовались. Но в целом, я уже говорил, мы исходим из того, что в рамках таможенного союза работать будет легче и выгоднее, потому что рынок будет больше. 170 миллионов человек все-таки, это уже другой масштаб. Потом это растущий рынок. И по поводу вашего замечания о скорости принимавшихся решений и о их качестве. Вы знаете, выбор, перед которым стояло правительство России и перед которым я стоял, он был такой. Либо мы сделаем это быстро, даже с грехом, либо не сделаем никогда. И мы приняли решение, которое обеспечило нам реализацию этого проекта. Хотя мы понимаем и понимали изначально, что, видимо, этот процесс будет не взашибан. Но мы, уверяю вас, и вы уже заметили, мы прислушивались к вам и будем прислушиваться в будущем. Потому что наша цель как раз заключается в том, чтобы создать оптимальные условия для развития бизнеса, лучше, чем те, которые были до сих пор. Спасибо большое. И хочу сказать слово Соне, представителю управления группы юридической.